Welcome back, everybody, to the final map of this series, HEET versus H2O. One-on-one for both of these teams. Icebox was a little closer than Ascend specifically, but MP, we're heading into Split. We're heading into a map that both of these teams have not even played a handful of times, like a couple of times max. So we can't really say too much about what we might be expecting, but since you're the analyst, I'm still gonna have to ask you, what are you expecting?
I mean, like I kind of talked about at the end of that match, I think HEET is going to go with a different composition that they have played previously. Obviously, that they have played with Neon, OMEN, KO, Cypher, and Breach. It's a decent composition, don't get me wrong. I kind of actually like that. Neon is kind of 50-50. I don't like it that much on Split. It could work, definitely. But I think they're going to switch up. They're going to implement that fade, and from that, I think they're going to take a race as well on the side of HEET. H2O, I don't think they're going to switch that much because last week they played against Excel. They already have a good composition with the fade, race, Chamber, Breach, and Omen already there. So I think maybe if they want to switch up something, it's only like Astra for Omen, but I don't think they're going to do a lot of that. HEET could even maybe bring up a Viper composition, which I don't think it would be troll in Split. And Ascent, it was kind of troll on the side of H2O, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that could be definitely something that we could see, and then maybe a Sky. But I think the fade race composition is most likely from HEET. I really don't think that they are going to go with the composition that they played on week 1.
In your humble opinion, Mr. Analyst MP,
HEET.
Why exactly? Okay, HEET. Okay, yeah, sure. Why exactly was Viper a troll pick?
I think
besides, actually, we erased that memory. Why was it a troll?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to play on attacking side compared to other agents that you would have there. Maybe the lurking Killjoy. I think the Viper is hard to play on a lurk because you don't have information for example. If you play a Killjoy on lurk, maybe on B side on Ascend, you have that third information on B side push. But with Viper, you don't really have that. A lot of the time, you could even see maybe the Viper go on the same side as the team went, and I think it was just a struggle to take any main controls with that Viper. Maybe if you had a Killjoy or a Cypher, you could have that extra camera or Killjoy turret to go into a main. And honestly, I think without the flashes right there, or like it was hard with the Sky flashes to do anything. So I think it was a tough situation for H2O all in all. Obviously, with the Viper, you have to kind of take the Sky, but I think the composition was just really odd.
Yeah, fake ananas on the fade, something that we already expected. Waddle on the Sage, however, they haven't actually tried that as far as I'm aware on Split. But the thing with the Sage, we saw the Sage on Icebox coming in from HEET as well, and I felt like on the defensive side, the Sage was really not utilized to get any control over Kitchen, over Tube. So my question here is HEET going to be able to utilize the Sage util to get mid control, to stop H2O from pushing in mid? Because every single time they had let Alex get that control, it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I think they can definitely utilize that. Depending how HEET is going to play this Sage, I think if they play on mid, I think they can definitely utilize that. I think Waddle can work the Sage really well, but they might even play the Sage like on A main, B main. A lot of the times we have seen a lot of this chamber composition maybe leaving the Sage more on the A or B side, more on those mains using the wall for early aggression or for early orb control. And the chamber might be playing the mid quite a lot when he gets that orb or throw the force, because you can just go aggressive mid, peek that, get a kill, keep it out instantly. And that could be the case for HEET, but at least on this pistol run, there's 3 players holding on for that's H2O's push in mid. It's kind of slow round. Alex making waves in A ramp though.
The Paranoia and the nade combination together is going to force H2O a little further back, delaying their plans even more. But in the meantime, a lot of noise is being made up on ramps by Elite, so it forces HEET to divide and conquer. They have to have players on A, they have to have players on mid, but they also need to have at least one player on B, just in case that it's all a fake. However, this time around, as the clock is ticking, 40 seconds left, H2O does seem to be committing more towards the A side of the map. Rotations haven't come through from HEET as of yet. Still looking to get that information, to get that solidifying proof that it is A. And with the absolute stampede of footsteps onto site, the call for rotations is going to be coming out.
Kanana's looking for something. It's a good looking retake on a 5-verse for HEET. They are in a tough position. They don't really have a lot of control. They cannot go from ramp side or main side, but now they're starting to get in.
There's already one pick in favor for HEET, but H2O, they're fighting back, and now Riyadh is the only one left. Position is also revealed. Echo's closing it out. Heal coming out, but also the defuse is going to be stuck. And HEET, well, again, walking away with the win on the pistol round.
Yep, it are looking really, really good on this pistol round. Somehow they're able to find those first picks onto H2O and capitalize from those situations. And even if H2O get the first pick, somehow HEET is able to bring that retake back with really, I think, composed retakes. They go usually as a team. They use their utility really well on these pistol rounds, and H2O, they cannot handle that for some reason. I think they feel like it's so hard to keep those post plants for themselves against this HEET roster. And H2O, even though they got the plant or the spike down, they're not going for this force buy that they could do. They don't want to risk it. They rather go for a gun round on the attacking side. They want to go for a better chance, because on split attacking you can have a hard time. It's the same as Ascent.
Yeah, HEET find themselves on the defensive side once again, looking to get a bit of an advantage, but we can't ever rule out the possibility of a thrifty coming out from H2O. We've seen it happen time and time again. This time around, that Sage Barrier Orb is used to get some control over mid, and as they hack away at it, already Fake Ananas making his way through, looking to get onto the B site, onto A site. Waddle is going to spot out one player. Breach util from Remoy, pushing them back even further. If Waddle gets one, gets the second, it's going to get traded out eventually. They're still going to have to deal with Remoy. Don't quite check the angle, gets two of his own. Fully flashed, looking to make it 4, but Echo's got his back. That's a round again secured by HEET, 2-0. Bonus round coming in from H2O.
And HEET, they don't lose a single Spectre here. They get to save all 4 Spectres. We saw this on Ascent already. HEET was able to capitalize on round 3. H2O, on this split, they need to start winning right now. They cannot let HEET run their way all the way like 6-0, 7-1. Those positions, it's way too much. You can maybe give this pistol round and maybe 4-0 after that. Then you're already in a dangerous position coming onto this attacking half. It'd be so tough. Look at this utility coming in from HEET. It's so good.
It's forcing Fake Ananas to walk forward, and it's delaying them even further. However, on the opposite side of the map, once again, Alex doing Alex things on their own, looking to find any cracks in the armor instead. He's got to find a pretty solid Sage wall he's going to have to be dealing with. HEET pushing out aggressively, and yes, H2O might have read it, but they already lose a member. Jaff with the paranoia. He's going to use it to allow the team to back off. And H2O, they're already on site. They have that control. They're going to be able to get the plant. And they're forcing HEET in a scenario that HEET hasn't really been good at, and that is a retake.
HEET's retakes on pistol runs, they have been really good, but on this and runs, sometimes they have struggled. Now they can retrieve that rifle. I think they know about Alex. Actually, no, they don't know about Alex. 2 versus 2. Actually, 2 versus 1 on site. Chaff, only one alive here.
He's gonna TP into the smoke. Echoes expected that. It's gonna find one, and now it's only Alex left. Has no idea where he is. He's gonna hear the drop. He's gonna miss the shot that Echoes with a Spectre and the run-and gun's gonna be able to get the pick. The fuse is gonna be coming through as well. I'm pretty sure of it this time around. That's a clutch, and that's 3-0. Is this a sense?
I don't know. Echoes kind of teabagging there, right as well. Really unfortunate timing right there. Really unfortunate situation for Alex. Misses the shots. Echoes, the smoke fades. He's in a perfect position for Alex to get this kill. But no, somehow Echoes, he has the chance. He gets the chance. Focus on that back line. He knows exactly where Alex is, and I mean, drive-by right there with the Spectre. so strong. Yeah, been kind of blocked by the Sage wall, but still gets through. I don't know. HEET, like I said on the Ascent, they're already looking good. 4-0 is all H2O can give. From that, if they lose that situation on round 5, and it's gonna be so tough for H2O.
Yeah, H2O again on the back burner with this less than optimal buy. They don't know where Alex is. Waddle going for the orbs, gonna get shut down right away, but Kingian, he was there as well. A little bit of a trigger discipline, maybe. If you want to call it that. And Polaris scouting out onto site. Members are dropping. Eccles is going to be able to pick off one. Jaff with the trade. Pressing him back onto CT.
H2O actually managing to get a decent looking round right here with the half buy or more of a save. But Monstrum already on site. Wreaking havoc right there. Fake and Anna's the only one left inside. Those paint shells and Monstrum just cleans up a third one. It's a spike defuse as well. That means a showstopper is available on next round. For H2O, they have rifles again. Is the showstopper too much? They are looking so strong, but H2O, they have a chance to hit right here. I would even prefer a timeout right here for H2O, just to think how they're gonna approach this round. I don't think we're gonna see that though.
4-0 again for HEET, and we see with HEET how good they are at getting the advantage, how good they are at getting a couple of rounds together. We saw it on Ascent. Eventually they do kind of burn out a little. So the question here is, when is it going to be the turning point for H2O? This time they're going to be coming in with guns. They have a couple of ultimates ready. They have the showstopper. They only need one orb. They have the Nightfall as well. So there's a lot of util that they can play with, but it's a matter of are they going to be able to and how they're going to execute it. Because so far, HEET, they're not giving them an inch to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Showstopper. Dingo in a really good position.
Ooh, the blind is going to have to TP back to safety. The Nightfall is complete turn darkness for HEET. And that is Eccles as well. He's using the util to reposition Riyadh in a bit of an awkward scenario. Eccles is going to find one player as they're looking to run away from sight. Riyadh is not where he wants to be. Hattie taken out as well. 6 HP left. Rich util coming in even further. Monstrum taking that pick as well. And they're just dropping like flies. Yes, Jaff has also repositioned. The Shrouded Step allowed them to move away. Now Leaks is going to find one player. They need to bring it back onto the A site. You want to close it out eventually. They've been good so far at taking out the members, but they still have 2 more to deal with. Time is ticking. Jaff finds one. Ramoy finds the one himself, and now Jaff is the only one left. And that is a breach coming in with a Rolling Thunder just to secure it out. Time is ticking. And Eccles is like, nah, I'm out of here.
I don't think there's time.
Ramoy has more than enough time this time around. It's gonna be able to stick it. 5-0 for HEET. The amount of util that both of these teams invested in this round specifically, yet HEET still comes out on top. It just shows how much more comfortable and confident they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And like HEET using 3 ultimates, yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot. Fake and Ass, Hattie, Jaff, they use their ultimate as well. H2O, it's basically 3 on a 3 ultimate. Sure, I think HEET's ultimate were maybe a little bit better, but still, you gain that round. You put H2O back on a half buy. Only thing that is really good in this round is this for the force. It's taken out of position as well.
Yeah, and Aftershock's gonna force him out of it straight away. This is what I like to see. Last time on Icebox, when we saw a Sage being picked by HEET, they did not use the util at all to stop the pushes in mid. And they stopped the pushes in tube. And that's something that we were really scared of. So when I saw the Sage being picked here on split, again, I was like a little skeptical. This time around, however, Waddle has really been a thorn in H2O's side. Every single time that they did decide to push through mid, Waddle's been there, stopped it, delayed it, allowed the rotations to come through. Monstrum's flash, gonna get rid of Boombot as well as Riyadh and Jaff taken out of the picture. 3 bullets, has to reload. Paint Shell to just push them further a little. Get himself back into reposition. He's got to spot one player, but the smoke timing, though, a little bit of an oopsie.
30 seconds
A
left.
little bit. 30 seconds though in the clock. Alex just has to go for it. It's only Tour de Force.
You gotta run,
shields.
guys.
Here.
Spots Remo, I think. Echoes, Tech Fake, and so it's only Alex and Hattie. Tour de Force is pretty much the only thing they have.
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
Now Hattie is gonna not even be able to trade out their teammates. SideQuest Flawless coming in for Heat, and H2O, yes, this was a less than an optimal buy coming for them into this round, but again, they're so slow. They get a little bit of momentum, they find an opening or two, but they're not able to capitalize off of it. They're not able to push through, they're not able to get onto the side, they're not able to get the plan down, and even when they get the plan down, they haven't had that opportunity as of yet to use their util and their positioning to buy as much time needed to deny the defuse.
Yeah, and I mean one thing that I really have liked from Heat's side, they're able to deny all of the information from H2O. They're able to take that B main controls so easily. I like how they're doing. It's stun, blast, and I think OMEN one-way smoke. They have the whole B main in lockdown. H2O, they want to take that control, but they cannot really hold it because the utility coming back is so strong. And finally, the H2O's timeout is coming in that I was talking about already on round 5. I think they should have taken it right there. Obviously, they had a decent round in round 5. They had a decent round. They could have won that with really good retake. It was able to take that down, and I think it was all about Waddle dealing so much damage on those last 2 players, on Chaff and Alex. Now, H2O, they have a second chance. They have a chance with Riyad's Showstopper. Also, one thing where we have to go back is the split that they played against EXO. They won 9 rounds on defensive side. So technically H2O, they need only 3 here. Technically. Heat though, looking like a different beast.
But you also technically need players to be able to get onto the site, and every single time they lose at least one member before they even step foot within the parameters of the site themselves. Alex has the attacking operator, but how useful will that be so far? Haven't really found what they wanted out of it. They even had the Tour de Force. It's a bit of a test run for having the operator. And that H2O, yes, they're going to be able to get echoes at least. But Monster, I'm still going to have to deal with him. Showstopper wasn't enough. Waddle takes the operator completely out of the game. Monster looking to reposition. Hattie does take him, but Waddle has his back.
Here.
And that was an expensive round for H2O, not just in regards of the util of the Showstopper being used, but also they got an operator. And they lost it immediately.
Here.
Yeah, they couldn't really do anything with the operator. King Lion, like, that is so good pick. H has been walling from time and time that A main position. But I don't think they have aggressed that position quite often, and King Lion able to find that one first kill right there, able to shut down the A pressure instantly. We had almost walking into that nade. Slow combo. Finally, Alex, maybe getting that operator as well.
Okay, that's a good first start for H2O. They find that initial pick, something we haven't seen him do as of yet. It's going to give them a numbers advantage. Even get the operator back into their own pockets this time. Yoink and twist. Alex going to give up that B site. Again, the members are running back and forth. A couple of them going through sewers, get out on A, come back onto B site. Looking to fake it, pull as many members from Heat onto A, but they're not falling for it.
Yeah, something that H2O right now is looking. They think that Heat wants the rest so badly in B main. They're just looking for it. They don't want to keep the rest to Heat, even though the operator has been taken in the hands of Alex. Now they start executing on B side. Huge stun.
Hermoy already pushed fast forwards, looking to get a bit of a decay. Riyad already on the back takes 2 picks of his own. Monstrum in heaven.
Left.
Trying to see whether they can cut off any players that are looking to rotate, but that's not going to be the case. As every member is clustered onto B side, they have beautiful crosshair placement set up, but also crossfires. Excuse me. still have some of that util available as well. They're gonna spot out one player, so they know at least Heaven is a threat that they need to take into consideration.
Satchel out.
Satchel coming out from Monstrum. Shots don't connect, and that leaves Eccles on his own. He's gonna have to decide. Does he want to invest this, or does he want to save? Decides to go for the save. Smart man.
Yeah, they have a good economy right here. Maybe could have gone for that operator, trying to take it out of Alex's hand. This is exactly the same thing that happened in Ascent. He got 7 rounds in a row, then H2O comes back, gets that 1 round. After that, it's HEET's show. Can't remember if this was the situation or where HEET actually took the timeout. I'm pretty sure they took a timeout on one situation in Ascent, but I don't think it's time right here. They're in a good lead. They just had an unfortunate round. I think Kingoen has had some struggles today with the operator. Couldn't quite find Alex right there either. I think that's something definitely that they have to keep thinking that. Do they actually want to keep the operator, or do they want Kingoen in that rifle position? He actually takes Tour de Force and the rifle, because they have so much economy that they can play these last rounds with ice. They should have good economy for that.
Yeah, they have a lot of cash. They invested in some pretty good stocks. The Return, the Moon, you know, back in the day. I'm not gonna name any. I'm not gonna name any, but you know what I was gonna say, MP. It's worked out for them. They have a lot of money that they can play with. Their economy is looking very healthy. But again, one of the things that we saw last map is when HEET gets a little too comfortable, they start splashing a lot of the cash, and they were even forced at one point onto an eco round. So they still need to take that into consideration. You said it yourself. H2O, when they were on the defensive side, they were able to get 9 rounds. So HEET should be more than aware of this. Still need to be a little conservative.
Yeah, absolutely. H2O. They're playing the time. 35 seconds on the clock. Good split coming in. Anyway, just needs to find something.
He's gonna find one though. How that happened, I'm not entirely sure. It's gonna even be able to get back healed up. Paranoia coming out for those dropping from Heaven. Echoes finds one. Hattie with the Drake and gets a pick himself. Knows that there's at least one more player up close. Close right. Eccles has the information, plays off of it, and so does Kingoy, and that is a beautiful execution from HEET. They were ready for that. They had the communication done, and that is something that they have practiced time and time again.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I have no clue why Kingoen actually goes for the second pick right there as well. Just TP out. You're in a tough situation. Like right here.
Build diff.
Normal chamber, TP's out instantly.
Normal chamber.
I don't know. Kingoen just, even though it feels like he's not feeling it, I think he thinks he's feeling it. I think he feels like he's feeling it, but it just seems like the shots are missing a little bit. Kingoen, all I'm saying, I think Kingoen is confident, even though it's not looking like he is. In my opinion.
Okay. Yes, I understand.
Maybe I need to start explaining in Finnish.
Oh, yes!
I think it could be, you can understand it well enough. Or
yeah, I think I'll be able to understand it, of course, you know.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
It's not that hard.
See? Languages are easy, guys. You heard it here first from Mr. MP himself.
Go learn some languages. What are you doing playing Valorant? Languages are... never mind. Just
no, but if you speak multiple
rank.
languages, you can play on like multiple different servers and communicate with, you know, different people in their native language.
That's true.
That's true. Okay,
Yeah,
one way down. Breach detail not available. Ooh, that is Rolling Thunder coming in from the side of H2O, looking to get onto site. But that nade! Oh, that nade is gonna delay them even further. They're not able to capitalize off of it. And Riyad and Jack picking up one apiece. That leaves Kingoen all by himself. Is not fully aware that Alex is creeping up behind it. Gets taken out. H2O to the 8. And I know, MP, you said that you believe in curses. Do you believe in 3-9 curse?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Right here on split,
yeah,
on defending side, going H2O, I could believe that. I could believe that. If they get 3-9 going defensive side, I could see that, but they need a pistol. They need a pistol fast on the defending side, instantly. Or, I mean, how fast can you get a pistol?
I don't know. Ask and you might receive, you know?
True.
Who knows?
I mean, there's no harm in asking.
Operator again still available for Alex. And Alex, on Icebox, specifically with the Operator and the Tour de Force, was able to do so much for the team. This time, it's not what we expected to see. And again, it could just be a matter of, as you said, MP, the fact that they are on the attacking side of things, something that they're not very comfortable with. And that it might be a completely different team once they are on defense. But they still have to make it through it. And if they lose too many rounds now, like we saw them do on Ascent, once the script is flipped, didn't work out for them.
Yeah. I like how H2O have started approaching this attacking side the past few rounds. Oh, what a nade.
Ooh.
They have been starting to go with this kind of buddy-buddy system. Go with the full team, using the breach utility really, really well. Like one of the rounds was that stun on B backside. Is able to get 2 kills for H2O. All of that is the things that H2O need to focus. You have so much information with Fade. You have so much utility with the breach and
30
Fade.
seconds left.
Just use it. And they have started using it. Even though it's 25 seconds. I think H2O, they have good chance of getting this one.
And Paranoia is gonna punish Eccles from their positioning. Ramoy is gonna eventually be able to get onto site. 16 seconds left on the clock. Slow Orb is delaying them even further. They're gonna have to dealing with Ramoy as well. He still has the fault line available. The flash is gonna come out. Is gonna get the pick. 9-2 for Heat. Yeah, you said it yourself, MP. You're very much impressed with how H2O eventually starting to approach this attacking side, but it's the last round and a half. They have 2 rounds only secured so far. And for some of these executions, it's taking them a little too long before they want to commit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that is a struggle with a lot of teams, that if they bring the rounds really late, like 25 seconds, 30 seconds left, when you execute on a site, you don't have enough information. Like in that situation, Eccles was in a really good position to just deny that. Look at this push. Breach ultimate.
Riyadh is gonna... He's gonna able to capitalize off it. King Ian with the Operator gets a pick of his own. Equalizing the playing field in terms. Members available, but when you look at the ults, you have the Showstopper. Alex is 1 orb away from Tour de Force. Fake Ananas only needs 1 orb to get the Nightfall. They have a lot more they can play with if they can get their hands on these ultimates orbs. If Heat allows them to do so. So that could be one step, their plan. But is he gonna check Eccles on the elevation?
Kinda did. I think he checked it enough for himself to think
No,
that there's no one there.
He's gonna let him go through. Takes him out eventually. Shroud Step to reposition. Waddle still holding on to Heaven. Here's the footsteps, so he's aware there's some dangers. Not gonna be able to pull the trigger, and that gives Riyadh the opportunity to get that Showstopper out. Ramoy finds 1.
30 seconds left. 1 enemy remaining.
Now Riyadh and Hadi getting 1 apiece. A spike is dropped. 25 seconds left. 1-1. King Nguyen versus Riyadh. King Nguyen with the Operator coming out on top. Quicker to the trigger. Double digits secured for Heat. 10-2 on split. This is where we're going to be switching sides. And MP, this is that pistol round that you were looking forward to. Quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. H2O, they need to get this. They need to get it right now. I can't believe how weak H2O is looking compared to the Icebox. I loved how they were looking in Icebox. They were so good right there.
1 enemy remaining.
I think it's not even H2O necessarily being bad. It's Heat just upping their game. Being so good. Being on the level that they were supposed to be. And I don't know, Heat just has been dominating these matches. The pistol rounds, everything has been there for Heat. H2O, they are kind of struggling with everything. Few good rounds that H2O had that went to Heat's side. Other than that, it's pretty weak attacking half.
Well, already forcing 1 player away from their position in mid. So they have to go for that re-aggression if they want to hold on to it. Riyadh has the boom bot available as well as these paint shells. as they feel like mid might be exactly what they're looking to contest for. The Boombot is not going to be spotting out anyone gets destroyed by Monstrum instead. And that's at util. All invested to get control of mid, but Alex, you're in a bit of a pickle. Still manages to teleport away. Kiguyan all by himself. Onto A side, goes back to safety as well. The beauty of Chamber, what can I say?
I love it. It's get away from the jail free card.
Yep. Pretty
much that rendezvous. There's nothing that can hurt you.
Do you know what the rendezvous means?
30 seconds left.
I know there's like rendezvous points. Maybe a point that you meet.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Points where you meet. Okay. See, languages are easy.
I think I just watched a movie that said a rendezvous point is here, and that's where I thought it from.
Meeting point.
Let's go. Heat.
Oh.
Just...
Team A.
Well, okay. Heat is meeting H2O onto B site, and that's a team ace as every single member gets a pick. 11-2 in H2O. MP said they needed the pistol round. They didn't get it. Heat, they're gonna be going into that Spectre round now. Bulldog's even in the mix. Oof. It could be 12-2 by the time we see H2O get a decent buy to try and claw their way back.
It could very well be, but they're forcing into this. They're not gonna have a decent buy in the last round. I mean, it's gonna be decent, but it's not gonna be all the way good. It's gonna be like Spectres and all that if they don't win this round. Heat. Like they play this round, starting out slowly. I think this playstyle from Heat is decent, but if they do it same like they did on Icebox, I think they delayed the round until like 15 seconds. It's really way too late, mate.
Oof. Well, King Ui is gonna be a little late to the party himself, as he's unfortunately not gonna be able to make it since his head just got taken off by Hattie, so he needs to get a better haircut for the next round. Ooh, a couple of shots. Not gonna quite connect from Ananas. Giving Heat control of the B site already. Waddy looking to cut in. Ooh, Riyadh with the beautiful 2K on that Sheriff. It's just making it that much more difficult for Heat to actually find the positioning. Alex a little too late to the trigger. Ramoy manages to turn around and get the pick instead. 2 players alive from the side of Heat. 3 from H2O. One of them upgraded to the Spectre. And retake is now where it's at for H2O. They want to close this out. Ramoy is going to spot out 1 player. Still aware of the player that was B main. A little scared of it. Is going to be able to spot out that it's at least 2 in heaven. More information given their way. 1 player has dropped. Ramoy, unaware of that, does manage to find 1. Riyadh looking to push in forward. Is gonna sandwich in on Ramoy. They kind of takes out Eccles, and that is what we were expecting, if we're being completely honest. H2O, when their backs are turned against a wall, they still managed to make it work, even though this should not have been the round for them to do so.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is kind of similar what happened on Ascent. H2O winning the pistol, then Heat winning the second round, but still somehow H2O winning the third round with like literally 0 to no buy. And right there, H2O obviously forcing up all the way, but it's only serves. It's not that much of a buy. Somehow they're able to find those kills one by one. They get those picks, and Heidi starts it. Riyadh with amazing shots. The one who ends it. 15 kills on Riyadh right now. Rest of the team only up with like 6 kills. Riyadh has been popping off, but it's not enough. It hasn't been enough quite yet, at least.
Paranoia is being held on to. Jai doesn't want to invest it too early. Wants to make sure that they are able to get as many players as possible with that util. Crawlers out. They're going to be spotting out King Yuan. They know at least 1 player is playing through sewers, help sewers. And that is all the util again being thrown at mid control from both teams. It's something that they don't want to give up on. And H2O even more so than Heat. When Heat was on the defensive side of things a couple of times, and mid control would slip. But H2O, on the other hand, one of those teams that really values that control. We saw it in Icebox. We're seeing it now. And that was what they needed in Icebox to turn it around. That's what they needed in Icebox to get the win.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to do that here.
They have a good mid setup. Good preparation there. Sees vengeance. Kinda missed the
30
mark
seconds left.
that last round, but their mid setup is really, really good. Heaven is taken out instantly.
Jeff is going to be able to spot one player. Shrouded Step used to reposition. We're going to get a bit more cover. And that is the Sage Barrier Orb coming in. Waddle with the high ground wins it. Instead, Monstrum as well. These Eagles doing so incredibly much this time around. And Hattie is the only one left to clean up. They want to close this one out. All Heat has to do is just play slow. They have 3 members against 1. What can possibly happen? They know their position as well. They are aware that Hattie's looking to push out from CT. Remoy already wrapping around, looking to catch him off guard. And it's Monstrum that gets the killing blow. Thrifty round for Heat. And that puts them on match point.
Match point.
Absolutely perfect setup right there. I think it was Waddle who was the first contact, and rest of the players peek straight from the contact. But how are these rounds coming in? Somehow H2O, they were able to pick up a round with serves only. And then they're like, I'm kind of jealous of that. Let's do the same. And I don't believe how this is so back and forth. This game is so ridiculous, in my opinion. The rounds, how they're going to side to side, I think that it doesn't make any sense. It's just fragging potential from both teams, and EMEA starting it early, taking out Alex. Now I think it's gonna be a fast A. Rolling Thunder available. 4 players already rotated here by H2O. We had kinda in the mix of it, maybe thinking of rotating the A, but has to spot mid, and look at this Heat. Beautiful.
Riyadh wants to push through. It's not going to be able to do so. That barrier being a little bit of a pain to deal with. Jaff finds one, the trade coming in, and that means that Hattie once again is the last player standing. He's going to be able to use some of the utils. Not going to land the shots, and Eccles comes out on top. Finishing split 13-3 for Heat, and that means that they have won the series. Ladies, gents, and everyone else that's watching, Heat comes out on top 2-1. And P, how you feeling about your prediction? You happy?
I'm happy. I mean, all of my predictions, not too happy, but this one,
Oh well.
yeah, it went to the right direction. I mean, nothing taken away from H2O. They looked really, really well on Icebox. Honestly, I think they played really well. I think Heat had maybe some struggle starting it up, but after they came to Ascend, there was no way they were going to lose this series. They looked so strong in Ascend. And yeah, Split could have been something that H2O can contest in. But obviously, I think they're on the, tougher side, starting as an attacker. Heat getting good momentum right there. And I think even on 6-0, 4-0 situation, we already knew that it's going to be really tough for H2O. They're not going to get many rounds here. Heat just clean reverse sweep.
Yeah, Heat that first map definitely looking out of place. It was not what we expected of them. It was the complete opposite, where they really started off strong, then they lose that momentum they had. They gain it again a little, they lose it again. So it was a bit of a back and forth, whereas on the last 2 maps, Ascent and Split, really focusing on that control in mid has given them quite a bit of an advantage. It's pushed H2O further back. It's delayed their pushes onto site. And, Heat, they're the ones that come out on top. In regards to the MVPs, Riyadh on the Rays did so incredibly much in regards to getting space, getting pressure, getting information for that team. Those early picks as well. It's definitely a well-deserved one. Eccles on the OMEN, one of those agents that he's very, very comfortable on. And you can tell just the way the util was used and having those paranoias come out as the rest of the team is going for those pushes, being able to finish off these rounds, whether it's a clutch scenario or a 2v3. He's always coming out on top, making the right calls, and even being able to read how H2O wants to play rounds halfway through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's power of Eccles. I think Eccles, with really high stature background, he has experience in many different teams. He has a lot of know-how in this game, a lot of knowledge, how to read the enemy, that maybe a lot of the IGLs a lot of the other IGLs on this level might not have. And I think Echoes is really good showing of Heat, or just putting all that you can into this game and starting to learn how this game is played, and he has done it so well. I think like the struggle that Heat had in the beginning, I think it's just over. I think Heat should be able to even go on the last week and contest EXO. I know it's going to be a tough match, but I think Heat looking like they look right now, they should be able to look really, really good on the last week as well. Their utility was so on point on that split. I love how they took that B main control on the defensive side. Even though if they let a little bit of the control slip, they went back right there. And I think it was kind of similar how they played on Ascent. They took control on mains. They had like kind of these pop flash setups, these setups for example for Kingoy, and I think they played really, really well on both of those last two maps.
Yeah, and again, as you said yourself, nothing to take away from H2O, especially on Icebox. They look very, very dominant. And Heat on that map specifically struggled a lot with the post plans. Those were some things that they just really didn't get under lock and key. Yes, the B side was very comfortable for them, but then you move it over to the A side, and those post plans were something that Heat was not able to hold on to. We saw a couple of glimpses of those as well when we were on Split and Ascent, so maybe something for them to improve on in regards of how they want to execute these post plans. But all in all, you're absolutely correct in regards to the fact that this team, yes, they came in with some issues. We were a little worried about how they're working together as a cohesive unit. How are they going to be gelling together? But you know, the last two maps, they've shown us they're definitely capable of playing as a team. They're not just talented individuals that are just mushed together into one. They are a unit, and they are a 5-man that are ready to potentially make it into playoffs. For the interview today, we also got Waddle. So first of all, Waddle, hello. Congratulations on the win. How does it feel to be walking away with the win from this one?
Yeah, it means a lot, this win here. Like we've just got one more step left before we can hopefully make the playoffs. We have a very tough game at the end of the week against Excel, so we're going to be full ready for that, hopefully, so we can secure the playoffs.
Honestly, I mean, I have to talk about the elephant in the room, the Viper composition that H2O brought on Ascent. What do you think about that? Is it? I think myself, it's kind of a troll composition. How do you think, or why do you think it didn't work, or what is like the weakness for Viper in that map, and why it's not played more?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think because I think trips and turrets and stuff are really important on Ascent. And like obviously playing without Viper, you're just forced to like spot things, and it's just kind of, it's quite telegraphed what you're doing. I feel like their comp really like threw us off on Ascent. Like we were not really prepared for it at all, but we just continued to play our game, and yeah, we just showed out.
Yeah, I mean, the last two maps looked so strong for you guys. But when you went into Icebox, you actually picked it. And looking at the map picks that you guys got, I think it favored you a little bit. But going into Icebox and losing that map, how did you feel? Did you still feel like confident? Were you just having to go with the mental reset, or what is the thinking right there when you lose your first map, which is your map pick?
Yeah, we were really gutted when we lost Icebox, especially because obviously we picked it. So it was a bit nervy going into the second map, but I didn't really have the best game. I felt like I was getting like pretty unlucky sometimes, and yeah, Icebox was a bit rough for us. But like we definitely had a mental reset. We just spoke to each other just before the second map started, and like just reminded ourselves like who we can be, and yeah, we just showed out once again on Ascent.
Yeah, you guys definitely did show us what you can be and what you can do. You said it yourself, you have a little bit of a tough matchup coming up next week against Excel, and that could potentially be that barrier between you guys making it to the playoffs and not. So, you know, talking about Icebox as well, and a couple of rounds maybe not as cleanly as we expected them on Ascent and Split, what do you guys think you have to really focus on going into that match against Excel?
We just need to bring the confidence from map 1 straight away. Make sure we all have like high energy, high comms, and yeah, like everything else will just naturally come when we play against them. So yeah, I'm not too worried.
Okay, well, I'd love to hear that. Thank you so much. But before we close this out, I want to ask you in true Genie fashion if you have any final shout outs, final remarks, final words that you want to share with us.
Yeah, I mean, my teammates are insane. I just want to say that because the last two officials for me have been a bit rough. But yeah, my team is insane, and yeah, I just want to thank them.
No, thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the win. Looking forward to seeing more from you guys next week against Excel. So good luck out there, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bye.
Well, there you go. The confidence, something that he feels like they need to work on going into the matches next week against Excel. And we said it, if they win this map, there is going to be a 3-way tie. It can even become a 4-way tie at this point. We never know. You don't even know what we can expect. But all in all, I agree. That first map coming out from HEET, it didn't feel like they were as confident. Even though it was their map pick, it didn't even feel like they were comfortable on that map specifically. So maybe something that to look into in the future. And MP, we're going to be heading into the break. So we'll be back with the second game of this evening. That's going to be Excel versus Hookars. I am really looking forward to this one. It's going to be able to decide which team is potentially going to be that second seed. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back shortly with another certified Polaris banger.
Wally.
Yeah, Wally. Wally. Wally.
No, 100% Wally. I love him to death. He's not toxic with the he's not toxic with us. He's toxic in rank, but he's 100% most toxic.
Yeah.
It's probably beating G2 on Ascent, 13-5. It was one of my first big officials. I remember feeling it feeling really good, so it has to be that.
I didn't plant the bomb on Split.
That's a good one.
We were playing Split overtime. It was a brawl, and yeah, we did some last second go plant the bomb calls, and time ran out, and I just jumped in bed crying, man. I think that would have changed a lot if we won that game, actually. So
Yeah.
instead, they got the free ride, so you know, it is what it is. That's why we're still trying to get that championship title, so we can erase that one, you know.
I think being open-minded is a key part of improving as a player, because this game is ever-changing, right? If you're locked in one way of playing, one way of thinking about the game, then I think you will not come far.
Something very important to going pro is learning to improve, because it's not as simple as just playing ranked and grinding the game. That's like you will get far, but you won't get to the top. Like Cider said, it's very important that you learn to talk as a team.
Me, 100%. Back when I used IGL, I forgot it every round. I would always forget either armor, my shotgun, everything, every round.
Intentional throwing. Yeah. Nah, I mean, it's not intentional throwing, it's more of a check out and doesn't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Better ultimate John, he used to have all sorts of issues with his PC, but other than that, we're usually fine.